Hello, thank you for being here. I'm Seung Kang and working as researcher at Jungang University. Today, the topic of my presentation is a study on the perception of infectious disease risk and leisure satisfaction among leisure activity participants in dangerous situations. Based on the nucleus of COVID-19 situation. First, instruction. Focusing on the social class that have experienced change in economic activities due to COVID-19. This study investigated how individual leisure choice and satisfaction are affected by COVID-19 pandemic-related changes such as altered working conditions, great fear of disease transmission, and societal atmosphere that promote avoidance of human contact. Second, method. Participants in this study were selected from among South Korea workers between 20 and 59 years old who engage in recreational activities. We performed online survey. Total of 764 responses were analyzed. The following variables were considered in examining the experience of members of the new workers classes that emerged during COVID-19 pandemic, perceived risk of infectious disease, leisure satisfaction, and socio-demographic status. Result. First, for male participants, social, emotions, physical, environment, and educational factors in leisure satisfaction were affected by social, physical, and interpersonal relationship factor in perceived risk of infectious disease. For female participants, however, interpersonal relationship sub-factor of perceived risk were significantly affected by the social, emotional, and educational sub-factors of leisure satisfaction. Second, interpersonal relationship factor of perceived risk if infectious disease affected leisure satisfaction in members of class 1, 2, and 3 who suffers no change in pay. However, financial factors negatively affected leisure satisfaction for members of class 6 who are unemployed or had lost their jobs. Discussion. First, the perception of risk of infection disease differs according to gender. In general and for each affected factor of leisure satisfaction. Specifically, it was found that male participants were greatly affected by social, emotional, physical, environment, and educational factors of leisure satisfaction, with an increase in the social, physical, and interpersonal relationship aspects of perception of the risk of infectious disease. That is, for male participants, the interactive relationship with other leisure participants, which is the social factor, serves an important role in leisure satisfaction while for female participants in personal relationship do so, indicating that a sense of stability obtained through leisure activities is necessary for leisure satisfaction. Second, it was found that the perception of the risk of infectious disease in new classes of workers affects leisure satisfaction. For participants in Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3, the interpersonal relationship factor in risk perception was found to affect leisure satisfaction. In contrast, for those in Class 6, the economic factor in risk perception may affected leisure satisfaction negatively, that is, those who suffered employment instability due to the COVID-19 pandemic did not enjoy leisure activity due to economic concerns, as a result of which their leisure satisfaction decreased. Conclusion: this study verified risk factors that impede leisure satisfaction among members of the worker classes that newly faced during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the significance of leisure activities is emphasized more than ever. Furthermore, study participants who suffered financial constraints due to COVID-19 reported poor psychological health and low quality of life due to reduced leisure activities and decreased leisure and satisfaction. As such, follow-up studies need are that further examine what members of the new worker class have to gain from leisure activities in terms of quality of life and physical and psychology health. Establishing structure and institutional measures to mitigate financial risk and create space for satisfactory leisure activity is also imperative. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.